Hi guys, welcome back to another day at the BMICH where I will be walking you through the cars displayed by various manufacturers at the EV Motor Show. The first stand we'll be checking out today is BYD, which has become quite popular in Sri Lanka. First, we'll be looking at the Dolphin. From the front, the Dolphin looks alright. It's not ugly nor striking. The rear angle is one of my favorite as it looks futuristic with a slim tail lamp and light bar. But I'm not a fan of the Build Your Dreams logo. Sounds more like a slogan than a brand name. On the inside, the interior is quite quirky as you get lots of lines, shapes and material. The material quality and build quality is top notch. You have plenty of areas to store your stuff and a wireless charger on the center console. The touchscreen is really nippy, but having all the control on the screen will be a pain while driving, like many new cars. Also, the icons are tiny, so it will be hard to see, especially while driving. In the rear, you get decent amount of head and leg room, two USB ports and seat pockets to store your stuff. You also get a rear armrest with two cup holders which you can't even find in the new Mercedes A-Class. It's rare to see a rear armrest in this class of car. On the higher spec premium trim, you also get a panoramic sunroof which lets light in the cabin to make it more airy. But it costs a staggering 21.6 million rupees. The Dolphin gets a 345-litre boot, which is quite smaller than its rivals like the MG4 EV and the Nissan Leaf, but it's a good boxy shape. The base spec dynamic trim gets a 44.9 kWh battery, which is good for 340 kilometers of range, which is more than adequate for the city car in Colombo. At 11.58 million rupees, I think the Dolphin is a real bargain. Up next, we have BYD's newest car, the Sea Line 8. Up front, the Sea Line 8 looks sporty and aggressive, with sharp lines and slim lights. Kind of reminds me of a shark. The large fender yaw vent gives the car a sporty vibe and also helps this massive SUV fly through the yaw, making it aerodynamic and fuel efficient. From the rear, the C-Line 8 looks interesting with the bamboo knocked rear light design. It has lost a bit of flair, but certainly looks handsome. I would love to show you the interior, but as the car is locked by the people at the BYD stand, I won't be able to show you the interior. But certainly it's one of the best looking 7-seater SUVs out there. Also, I just noticed that the top mounted brake light gives a motorsport vibe and it heavily reminds me of the rear design on newer Vauxhall or Opel products. Next, we have BYD's pickup or Ute as the Australians call it, the Shark 6. From the front, the Shark 6 looks bold and imposing with the large light and the huge logo. It also looks more futuristic than its rival, except the dumpster. Sorry, I meant the Cybertruck. The interior of the Shark 6 is straightforward and chunky, just like the exterior. The door armrest and the seat are a bit firmer as the Shark 6 prioritizes toughness and durability. Thankfully, the Shark 6 gets some physical buttons and knobs to control your settings, unlike the rest of the lineup. Like other BYD products, the screen is nippy, but the icons are small, which should be a pain while driving. On the bright side, the driver's display is clear. Compared to its rival, the Shark 6 rear space is generous. You get an adequate amount of legroom and lots of headroom. And also, the flat floor allows 3 adults to sit comfortably in the back. But don't expect high level of comfort as the seats are upright like many other dual cab pickups. The Shark 6 can carry 750 kilograms of material in the tray. It's lower than its rival due to its 29.5 kilowatt-hour battery and two motors, which allow this massive heavy pickup truck sprint to 5.8 seconds from 0 to 100 kilometers per hour. That's sports car figure. Now, the main selling point of the Shark 6 is the efficient 1.5-liter turbo petrol engine and electric motor. If you top up the battery every single day, you can get 85 kilometers of EV range, which is enough for runs in Colombia. Also, you get 2 to 8 liter per 100 kilometers depending on how often you charge. It's way better than its rivals. At 25.3 million rupees, it's a bargain. The Shark 6 is a good lifestyle pickup truck. Also, the BYD stand had a flip and win game, where I got 74 and the best, as the system says, is 79. Pretty good, ain't it? So far, I feel like BYD had put a lot of effort on their stand, which is no surprise considering that John Q is the agent. Coming back to silent, horseless carriages, we have the BYD Dolphin Surf in Europe, Seagull in China, and in Sri Lanka and Australia it's called the Ather 1. With no doubt, I can say that the BYD Ather 1 is a looker. If you took away the BYD logo and added some stripes, I would mistake it as a Lambo with a triangular light. Also, the free lime green color definitely makes the car stand out under the Sri Lankan sun. From the rear, the Ather 1 looks futuristic compared to other city cars. It sort of reminds me of a cartoonish 2050 delivery van with a small rear glass area and a wide haunches. Looks striking, but I wish BYD gave us an option of white or grey alloy instead of black only. While the exterior might fool somebody into believing that's a Lambo, the interior will remind anyone that it is a BYD with a minimalistic layout. It's a nice cabin due to the lighter color material. It sort of gives a premium look. You get high quality material and soft padding on the door armrest. Surprisingly, in the rear you get decent amount of head and legroom and the seats are comfortable. But keep in mind that it's a strict 4-seater only. But you also get soft padded door armrest in the rear too. The boot is a massive 308 liter, which is the same as the new Honda Vezel or HRV, which is known in Europe. The popular trim in Sri Lanka seems to be the premium, which has a 39 kilowatt hour battery which can realistically on the WLTP cycle give 300 kilometers of range. It's more than adequate for school run or nipping to the shops. At 9.2 million, it seems to be a good value for money, though the entry level one starts at 8.5. Up next, we have the Sea Line by DMI. From the front, it looks quite boring and unrecognizable. Without the glow light daytime running lights, I wouldn't be able to recognize it. The design looks quite old school. From the rear, the Sea Line 5 has the traditional boxy SUV style. Compared to other BYD products, the design is a bit softer. On the inside, it's a pretty boring sight too, with a decent sized screen which is responsive. But like most new cars, will be a pain while driving, as all the controls are buried in there. Thankfully, you get some physical buttons on the center console. The sunroof blind mechanism was a bit noisy. If you have experienced this, tell me down in the comments. I would love to hear your thoughts. In the rear, you get loads of legroom and plenty of headroom due to the boxy silhouette. You also get a flat floor to help load 3 adults in the back, a couple of USB chargers, and soft materials on the door rest. The panoramic sunroof makes the car feel more spacious. The boot is a fairly adequate 463 liters of space, which is smaller than its rivals. but you have a decent accessible space and a neat underfloor storage compartment, which is good. It also gets an electric tailgate on the higher spec model. While horsepower figures aren't groundbreaking, the C-Line 5 gets a 1.5-liter engine which acts as a generator, and on the base spec model you get a 12.9 kilowatt hour battery which can give 61 kilometers of pure EV range, while the higher spec can fish out 85 kilometers. In total, on the WLTP cycle, it can do 1016 kilometers, which is impressive. At 18.5 million, it's a decent car. The next stand we'll be looking at is BYD, luxury brand Denza. It started out in 2010 as a joint venture between BYD and Mercedes-Benz, but then BYD took full control of it in 2024. The Denza B5 was the first Denza to come to Sri Lanka. The front end gives an intimidating look with the high bonnet and the chunky styling. It kind of reminds me of a mini Land Cruiser Prado with a short wheelbase. From the rear, it resembles a Toyota FJ Cruiser, if you remember. And also it has a retro yet futuristic look. Thankfully, it isn't another bland SUV. On the inside, the interior is straightforward, like the Shark 6 we saw earlier. You get hard plastic on the dashboard and even the armrest isn't squishy. It's quite a hard-wearing cabin designed to be utilitarian. The quilted pattern on the seat gives a luxury vibe. The massive screen is really nippy and the graphics are super sharp. You get plenty of features to play with, including karaoke. But the icons are small, which is really annoying. But on the bright side, the center console houses a gear selector and the physical buttons seem to be taken out right out of a fighter jet. In the rear, you get ample of head and leg room. Also, you get a separate rear climate control and soft touch material on the door armrest too. The Denza B5 offers a rather disappointing 470 liters of boot space. It's way less than its rival due to the batteries being stored under the boot floor. Thankfully, the shape is boxy and you get some netting to store items. The tailgate feels like opening a bank vault, and in tight parking spaces or your home garage, it will be quite hard to open without sweating. Under the bonnet, you get BYD's dual motor off-road engine. It's a 1.5-liter engine which acts as a generator for the 31.8 kWh battery. The engine and two motor allows this heavy SUV to sprint from 0 to 100 km per hour in just 4.8 seconds. When the battery is fully charged, you can get 90 kilometers of EV range, helping you achieve a staggering 1.9 liter per 100 kilometer fuel efficiency. When the juice in the battery runs out, expect around 7.5 liter to 10 liter per 100 kilometer, which is quite impressive. But is it worth the 50 million price tag? That brings us to the end of the BYD and Denza stand walkthrough in the 2026 EV Motor Show. Which car did you like from the BYD and Denza stand? Also, would you buy a BYD over legacy brands? And if you have one, feel free to let me know your ownership experience down below on the comments. If you want to see new car reviews, buying guides and more car related stuff, don't forget to hit the red subscribe button and click the bell notification so you don't miss another upload from me. Take care, until next time, bye.